Caution, we'll be using waters with temperatures up to 100 degrees Celsius, so adult supervision is required.
Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing the Borax crystal project, and these are the supplies you're going to need.
So for the supply, we're going to be using fuzzy sticks, also known as pipe cleaners, and then we're going to be using food color dye, any color you want, disposable cups, plastic spoons or knives, and then we'll be using thread, any kind that you have around the house just laying around, and then we'll be using hot water, Borax laundry detergent soap, and then we'll be using foil, just a sheet of foil for the top. So step 1, we're going to twist the fuzzy sticks into spirals, and then this is a key note. Make sure you choose the color of the stick according to the color of the dye you're going to use. Okay, now.
Okay, so we're just going to open this pack up, and then for me personally, I'm going to use a blue stick because I want my crystal to come out a little bit blue. As we showed for this type of crystal here, I want it to kind of be blue. So I'm going to use this type of stick. And then the spiral that I'm talking about, we just want to wrap it up starting here. I normally like to wrap it around my finger. And then just keep spinning it around. And you want the circle to be tight. And just like this. And then you just keep twisting it. And then so you'll get it looking sort of kind of like this, and then you want this piece here to go in like anywhere that it will lock tight, like something like that. And then so it doesn't have to be special, it doesn't have to be anything. You just do it this way, and I like to kind of curve it in a little so that a crystal can have like a body, and just like that.
Alright, so step 2, we're going to heat up the water in the microwave for about 5 minutes tops, and then we're going to fill the cup up to about 2/3 full. Alright, so for step 3, we're going to add about a cup of Borax soap into the hot water, and then we're going to stir it up.
Alright guys, so I have my hot cup of water right here. It's about boiling point, so you really want adult supervision during this time. And then, so I have right here a half a cup of Borax here. So we're just going to add 2 of these inside the cup and stir it well. It's okay to get a little bit messy. And while we're stirring it, we want the detergent to dissolve. So we want to keep it nice and stirred throughout this whole process.
Okay, so step 4, we're going to tie a piece of thread to the fuzzy stick, and then we're going to tie that to the spoon or the knife or the fork that you have.
Alright, so we're just going to tie this thread right here to the fuzzy stick, and we just want it to be on there pretty good because we want it to suspend in the air when we put it inside the cup. So just tie it well. I like to tie it about twice just so that it can stay. And then we're going to tie this to your spoon or knife or whatever you have. I'm just going to tie it up. And then we don't want to tie it too secure for now because we're going to need to adjust it when we put it inside the cup. So I like to just tie it around the spoon or whatever a couple times so that it can stay there like that.
Alright, so for step 5, we're going to add whatever choice color of food dye you want to the hot Borax water, and then we're going to stir it well. And just a note, I normally add about 20 drops of dye, but just add the amount that you think you need. just for the crystal color you want. So the less you put in, the lighter it's going to look, and the more drops you put in, the darker it's going to be.
Okay, so now we're going to add our food dye. I want my color to look like this. So it's a mixture between blue and green. So I'm going to add 10 drops of blue and then 10 drops of green into the water. And it doesn't have to be exact. I just want it to be a light color, so I want it to have like a nice hue of greenish blue. And then, actually, if you come up a little bit, there's like a nice little color here. It actually makes a nice cool color, and then when I add the green, it's gonna, you'll see after that. And then as you see, when I mix it, it's gonna be a nice greenish blue hue color. Even though it's gonna be dark, but when you add the crystal in it, it's gonna become a nice like bluish green. If you can see that. Trying to mix it up well.
Alright, so step 6, we're going to add the spiral furry stick into the cup, and then we're going to place a piece of foil on top for the top of it. And just for a side note, we want to not tighten the thread up too tight, like I said before, so that we can adjust it when putting it inside the water so it doesn't touch the walls or the bottom. And I'll show you an example what happens if you let it touch the walls or the bottom as well.
Okay, so now we have our water. We're just going to give it a nice stir because the borax, it settles at the bottom. So we're going to give it a nice stir, and then we're going to be adding our furry stick into the water. So that should be good. We're going to grab our furry stick here. So like I said, we want it to adjust. If we want it longer or shorter, we can do that. So we don't want it to touch the wall. We want it to be isolated in the air. So when we put it in, you're probably going to have to dip this in so it can saturate. And then it should just go down in there pretty easily. And we want this to submerge like all the way at the bottom as well. Or all the way down in the water. So if it's too high, just move your stick. And if you come a little closer, you can see how it's actually all the way submerged inside the water. So the stick is not outside or in, it's all the way inside. And then once we have that, we'll just grab our top, our foil stick right here. We just cut a piece of foil, and then we'll just use it for the top to secure it. And that should be good. And that's it. Okay, so now waiting 24 or to 48 hours, our crystals will be nice and it will look just like this. Nice glistening in the sun. It'll be a nice little small crystal, or you can wait more days and the crystal will grow. So if you want a big one, it could be bigger than this. If you want a smaller one, just wait less time. And then I was going to show you an example of a crystal that was sitting on the bottom of the floor. So this is why we don't want the crystal to sit on the bottom, or else it will actually attach to the floor. This is the borax that was at the bottom of the crystal. And then right here is the actual crystal we grew, but now it's attached to it. So if you don't want this to happen, just make sure that crystal is suspended in the air and it's nice and suspended with the stick. And then also, I want to thank you for this video. Thank you for watching. And if you want to see more videos, we have another video coming up with candy crystal sticks. So stay tuned.